The Aspen Security Forum stands as a beacon of insightful discourse on the global stage, drawing together influential figures from the realms of diplomacy, defense, and intelligence. Each year, this prestigious forum serves as a platform for candid conversations and critical assessments of the world's most pressing security challenges. In this year's gathering, Jake Sullivan, the astute national security advisor to the United States, took center stage, offering his perspectives on a wide array of geopolitical issues that are shaping the world today. Sullivan's insights carry significant weight, given his proximity to the levers of American power and his deep understanding of the intricacies of international relations. His remarks at the Aspen Security Forum provide valuable insights into the Biden administration's foreign policy priorities and its approach to navigating the turbulent waters of global affairs. The forum's significance extends beyond policy discussions, serving as a vital conduit for fostering dialogue and building bridges between nations. The recent NATO summit, a gathering of leaders from the world's most powerful military alliance, reverberated with a resounding message of unity and resolve in the face of global challenges. This display of solidarity sent an unmistakable signal to adversaries that any attempt to undermine the collective security of the alliance would be met with unwavering strength. At the forefront of the summit's agenda was the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in an increasingly interconnected world. Sullivan emphasized the importance of maintaining unwavering support for Ukraine, highlighting the significant contributions of European allies in providing military, economic, and humanitarian assistance. The summit served as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the transatlantic partnership, a cornerstone of global security for decades. Recognizing the evolving nature of threats, NATO reaffirmed its commitment to modernizing its forces and adapting to the challenges posed by cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and other hybrid warfare tactics. The Middle East, a region long synonymous with volatility and conflict, continues to pose significant challenges to global security. Sullivan acknowledged the complexities of the region and the need for a nuanced and multifaceted approach to addressing the myriad issues at play. The ongoing conflict in Gaza, marked by cycles of violence and humanitarian crises, remains a top priority for the Biden administration. Sullivan outlined the U.S.'s three-phase plan aimed at achieving a lasting peace in the region, beginning with securing a ceasefire and the release of hostages. He emphasized the importance of providing humanitarian aid to alleviate the suffering of civilians caught in the crossfire and creating a platform for dialogue and reconciliation between the parties involved. The U.S., he stressed, is committed to working with regional partners and international organizations to foster a more stable and prosperous Middle East. The plight of Americans unjustly detained or held hostage abroad is a matter of paramount concern for the United States government. Sullivan reiterated the administration's unwavering commitment to securing the release of all Americans wrongfully imprisoned overseas. He highlighted the case of Evan Gershkovich, an American journalist detained in Russia on espionage charges, as a stark example of the challenges faced in bringing home U.S. citizens held unjustly. The Biden administration has made the release of American hostages a top priority, establishing a dedicated team within the White House to coordinate efforts across government agencies. Sullivan emphasized the administration's willingness to engage in tough negotiations with adversaries to secure the freedom of American citizens. He also stressed the importance of holding those responsible for unjustly detaining Americans accountable for their actions. Section 5 Ukraine, a bastion of democracy under siege. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine stands as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of defending democratic values on the world stage. Sullivan reiterated the Biden administration's unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, praising the Ukrainian people's resilience and determination in the face of Russian aggression. He commended the significant contributions of European allies in providing military, economic, and humanitarian assistance to Ukraine, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a united front in support of the embattled nation. The U.S., Sullivan emphasized, is committed to providing Ukraine with the resources it needs to defend itself against Russian aggression, including advanced weaponry, intelligence sharing, and training for Ukrainian forces. He also highlighted the importance of imposing severe economic sanctions on Russia to cripple its war machine and deter further aggression. The conflict in Ukraine has had far-reaching consequences, not only for Europe, but also for the global order. Section 6. China's precarious tightrope walk in the Ukraine conflict. China's role in the Ukraine conflict has been a subject of intense scrutiny and debate on the international stage. Sullivan acknowledged the complexities of China's position, caught between its strategic partnership with Russia and its desire to maintain economic ties with the West. He expressed concern over China's continued provision of dual-use items to Russia, which could potentially be used for military purposes, and urged Beijing to use its influence to persuade Moscow to end the war in Ukraine. The U.S., Sullivan stressed, is closely monitoring China's actions and is prepared to impose costs on Beijing if it continues to provide material support to Russia's war effort. He also emphasized the importance of maintaining open lines of communication with China to avoid misunderstandings and manage competition responsibly. Section 7. Taiwan, a geopolitical flashpoint in the Indo-Pacific. Taiwan, a self-governing island that China claims as its own, has emerged as a major geopolitical flashpoint in the Indo-Pacific region. Sullivan reiterated the U.S.'s long-standing commitment to the One China policy, which acknowledges China's claim to Taiwan while allowing for unofficial relations with Taipei. He stressed, however, that the U.S. opposes any unilateral actions by either side to alter the status quo in the Taiwan Strait. The U.S., Sullivan emphasized, has a vital interest in maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, which is a critical waterway for global trade and commerce. He highlighted the Biden administration's efforts to strengthen Taiwan's defenses by providing it with advanced weaponry and increasing military cooperation. Section 8. The South China Sea, a theater of contention and cooperation. The South China Sea, a strategically important waterway that is home to vital shipping lanes and potentially vast reserves of oil and natural gas, has become a theater of contention and competition in recent years. China, which claims sovereignty over most of the South China Sea, has been assertively asserting its claims, building artificial islands and deploying military assets to the region. This has raised concerns among neighboring countries and the United States, which has a vital interest in maintaining freedom of navigation and overflight in the region. Sullivan reiterated the U.S.'s commitment to upholding international law and the rules-based order in the South China Sea. The U.S. has also strengthened its security partnerships with countries in the region, including the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia, to counter China's growing influence. Section 9. India's Balancing Act, Navigating Ties with Russia and the U.S. India, a rising global power with a long history of non-alignment, is navigating a complex geopolitical landscape as it seeks to balance its long-standing ties with Russia with its growing partnership with the United States. Sullivan acknowledged the challenges India faces in this regard, recognizing its historical relationship with Russia as a major arms supplier and strategic partner. He emphasized, however, that the U.S. is engaging in a dialogue with India about the implications of its ties with Russia, particularly in the context of the war in Ukraine. The U.S., Sullivan stressed, is committed to strengthening its partnership with India across a wide range of areas, including defense, trade, technology, and climate change. He highlighted the growing convergence of interests between the two countries, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region where both share a commitment to a free and open order. Section 10. The Future of Global Security, Challenges and Opportunities. The global security landscape is constantly evolving, presenting both challenges and opportunities for the international community. The rise of new technologies, the resurgence of great power competition, the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, and the impacts of climate change are just a few of the factors shaping the security environment. Sullivan emphasized the need for a collective response to these challenges, stressing the importance of multilateralism, diplomacy, and cooperation among nations. He highlighted the role of international organizations, such as the United Nations, in addressing global security threats and promoting peace and stability. The future of global security will be shaped by the choices that nations make today. Section 11. Conclusion, a call to action for a more secure world. The insights shared by Jake Sullivan at the Aspen Security Forum provide a valuable window into the Biden administration's foreign policy priorities and its approach to navigating the complexities of the global security landscape. His remarks underscore the importance of unity, resolve, and cooperation among nations in addressing the myriad challenges facing the world today. From the ongoing conflict in Ukraine to the rise of China, from the threat of terrorism to the impacts of climate change, the world is grappling with a complex and interconnected set of security challenges. Addressing these challenges effectively requires a collective effort, one that transcends national borders and embraces the principles of multilateralism and diplomacy. The U.S., as a global leader, has a vital role to play in fostering international cooperation and building a more secure world.